Breaking travel news. Travel Talk with Phil Blizzard, talking to industry experts and decision makers.
On this occasion, talking with Paul Griffiths, CEO of Dubai Airports, and we're at Dubai International Airport where there's a lot of development going on. So Paul, nice for you to join us once again.
It's always a pleasure, Phil.
Figures. The Airport Council International put out figures that you have now surpassed in terms of international passenger numbers, Heathrow Airport. So what's your spin on this? What's your take?
Well, we're taking the slightly longer view on this because the difference between traffic summer, winter is obviously more pronounced in Europe than it is here in the Middle East, where we are busy 24/7 year round. So we're taking a slightly cautious view, and we would like to see a rolling 12 months situation develop, and then once we see fairly solidly that we're achieving figures that exceed Heathrow, then we'll be a bit more vocal about claiming the #1 spot. But I've always said that, growth is just about numbers. To me, it's the slightly more subjective view. Do our customers think we're the best airport in the world? And we've got a bit of job to do on that. So I'll be that much prouder to announce when we're #1 for service as well as being #1 for international passengers.
But sticking with those figures for a moment, the growth you've seen is what, 11.4% around that?
That's right, yes, exactly, yes. We grew over 16% during last year, and seeing 11% during the sort of slightly quieter months is still very good because we're maintaining our double-digit growth which we've had since 1960. Clearly the runway works that we're currently going through at the moment will have an impact on our overall annual growth figures, but we're still thinking that we're going to get to a figure that will be very satisfactory by the end of this year.
That runway development or restructuring is a massive project. Runway 1 finished a few days ahead of schedule. How's it looking for the second runway?
Well, the good thing is we've been planning these works for more than 13 months and have worked with more than 150 airline customers in helping shape the capacity reductions which we needed to be able to undertake the works, because unlike other airports that have a night curfew, we are 24/7, 365 days of the year. And it was particularly gratifying when we started the works on the 1st of May that we were able to complete the southerly runway works 4 days ahead of schedule. Of course, the more challenging work is ahead of us on the northern runway because we've got so many hundreds of thousands of tons of aggregate to lay, so many thousands of runway lights to renew. It's a major piece of work. And of course, come midnight on the 20th of July, we're completely reliant on the works being finished so we can get back to our full schedule at 1 minute past midnight. Those aircraft will be lining up to land at that precise moment, so we've got to be ready to greet them.
It's an army of workers. It's an amazing scene as you take off and land at night with all these orange flashing lights of the trucks and work going on. But it's meant that there's been a reduction in flights coming into Dubai International Airport, but an increase at the other airport, Dubai World Central. So
that's right. We've gone from 80 movements a week to 600 movements a week at Dubai World Central, and I was there recently looking at how that facility is coping, and it's coping extremely well. And we've had something like 24% reduction from the major airlines here, Fly Dubai and Emirates, in order to be able to spread the load of the reduction fairly evenly between most of the airlines here at Dubai International. So it's been an incredible amount of coordination between all the various parties, but so far so good. And
to finish off this part, as I said, a lot of work going on. You can hear work at the moment behind your office here at Terminal 1. So what's happening in this building?
Well, we're doing a huge amount of concurrent works at this airport because clearly we've got a lot happening at the moment. What you can hear behind me is the internal refurbishment of all the internal offices for the various organisations that are located here. This terminal is the oldest part of Dubai International, opened in 1960, and we're changing its purpose for about the 4th time, I think, in its life. The idea to create a much better and more high density environment of higher quality for staff here. But of course, looking more broadly amongst the developments at Dubai International, we've got Concourse D coming online.
So it's not just refurbishment, it's a brand new concourse, which we'll have a chat about in a moment. We'll take a break now and come and take a look at the new concourse, Concourse D, in our next part.